Hello everyone, welcome back to your channel, The Ultimate Audiobook. Today, in this session, we will cover the Paleolithic period, Mesolithic period, and Neolithic period from Tamil Nadu State Board History textbook. So let's begin with the Old Stone Age or Paleolithic period. The earliest age in history is called Old Stone Age or Paleolithic. This period is divided into Lower Paleolithic culture, Middle Paleolithic culture, Upper Paleolithic culture. The period after the Old Stone Age or Paleolithic is called the Mesolithic Age. The period that followed the Mesolithic is called the Neolithic Age. This is the age in which animal and plant domestication developed, leading to food production. The classification of these cultures is done on the basis of stratigraphic, chronological, and lithic or stone tool evidence. Lower Paleolithic culture. The earliest lithic artifacts come from different parts of the Indian subcontinent. During the Lower Paleolithic cultural phase, human ancestor species of Homo erectus is believed to have lived in India. The first Paleolithic tools were identified at the site of Pallavaram near Chennai by Robert Bruce Foote in 1863. He found many prehistoric sites when he extensively surveyed different parts of South India. Since then, numerous Paleolithic sites have been identified and excavated all over India. Lithic tools. The study of prehistory mainly depends upon lithic tools. Prehistoric sites are identifiable based on the presence of stone tools. Wild and domestic. Wild plants and animals grow naturally and independently. When they are domesticated, their lifestyle and physical characteristics, such as self propagation, change. Consequently, the seeds of domestic plants become smaller in size. In the case of domesticated animals, they lose their ferociousness. Human ancestors made large stone blocks and pebbles and cheap tools out of them, using another strong stone. Hand axes, cleavers, choppers, and the like were designed in this way by flaking off the chips. The tools show well thought out design and physical symmetry and convey high quality cognitive perception skills and capabilities of prehistoric humans. They used the tools for hunting, butchering, and skinning the animals, breaking the bones for bone marrow and to recover tubers and plant foods and for processing food. The industries of Paleolithic cultures are divided into the early, middle, and late Acheulean industries. The early Acheulean tools include polyhedrons, spheroids, hand axes, cleavers, and flake tools. The Acheulean tradition is absent in the Western Ghats, coastal areas, and northeastern India. Heavy rainfall is attributed to its absence. Uncongenial conditions and lack of raw materials might have prevented the occupation of these areas. Perhaps there was no necessity for the prehistoric people to move into these areas. These sites are found more in central India and in southeastern part of India near Chennai. These areas receive high rainfall and are therefore endowed with thick green cover and rich resources. Distribution. Lower Paleolithic tools are found in most parts of India except in a few regions of the Ganges Valley, southern Tamil Nadu, and in the hilly areas of the Western Ghats. Athirampakam, Pallavaram, and Gudiyam near Chennai, Hunsgi Valley, and Isampur in Karnataka, and Bhimbetka in Madhya Pradesh are some important Paleolithic sites where the Acheulean tools are found. Chronology. Recent research places the beginning of Lower Paleolithic around 2 million years ago. This culture continued up to 60,000 years ago. Acheulean and Sohanian. Based on research, two independent cultural traditions of hand axe, Acheulean, and pebble flake, mainly Sohanian, industries were confirmed in India. Acheulean industry mainly had hand axes and cleavers. The Sohan industry is considered to have used only chopper and chopping tools. The Sohan industry gets its name from the Sohan River Valley of Pakistan. These two cultural traditions are not considered distinct any longer. Recent studies argue that there was no independent Sohan tradition as Acheulean tools are found in the Sohan industry as well. Hominin and animal fossils. Unlike Africa, evidence of hominin, immediate ancestor of Homo sapiens fossil, is rare in India. There is a report of a fossil fragment discovered by Robert Bruce Foote from Athirampakam. Its whereabouts are not known now. The only well-known hominin fossil of India was found at Hathnora near Hosangabad in Madhya Pradesh. The cranium is named Narmada human. It is considered to represent the archaic Homo sapiens. It is the only existing fossil find of human ancestors in India. Animal fossils are useful to understand the paleo-environmental context in which people lived. In the Narmada Valley, animal fossils of Elephas namadicus, a giant tusked prehistoric elephant, Stegodon ganesa, a giant prehistoric elephant, Bos namadicus, a wild cattle, and Equus namadicus, a extinct great horse-like animal, have been recovered. Teeth of Equus, evidence of water buffalo, have been uncovered at Athirampakam. They suggest an open, wet landscape near the Chennai region in the prehistoric period. Equus refers to the genus of animals including horses, asses, and zebras. Way of life. The people of Lower Paleolithic culture hunted animals and gathered roots, nuts, and fruits. They fed on the flesh and bones of animals killed by predators. They lived in open air, river valleys, caves, and rock shelters, as seen from evidence in Vimbetka in Madhya Pradesh and Gudiyam near Chennai. The prehistoric human ancestors who belonged to the species of Homo erectus didn't have a complex language culture like us, the Homo sapiens. They may have expressed a few sounds or words and used a sign language. They were intelligent enough to select stones as raw material and used the hammer stones to carefully flake the rocks and design tools. Middle Paleolithic culture. After about 4 lakh years BP before present, changes took place in the lithic technology and the species of human ancestors diverged. The species of Homo erectus existed in this period. Some of the Middle Paleolithic tools are attributed to behavioral modernity. Anatomically, modern humans are said to have emerged around 3 lakh years ago. In India, the Middle Paleolithic phase was first identified by S.D. Sankalia on the Pravara River at Nevasa. After this discovery, several sites of this period have been identified. Recently, the Middle Paleolithic of Athirampakam is dated to be around 3.85 to 1.72 lakh years BP before present. Indian Middle Paleolithics probably may be as old as the African Middle Paleolithic culture. Industries and tool types. The tool types of the Middle Paleolithic period are hand axes, cleavers, choppers, chopping tools, scrapers, borers and points, projectile points or shouldered points, and knives on flakes. Flake industry was predominant in the Middle Paleolithic period and tools such as scrapers, points and borers were made. Scrapers were used for wood and skin working. Chronology. The Middle Paleolithic culture in India is dated between 3,85,000 and 40,000 BCE, while the African Middle Stone Age is associated with the Homo sapiens. It is associated with the Neanderthals in Europe. No hominin fossil bones of the species have been found in India. Distribution. The Middle Paleolithic sites are found in Narmada, Godavari, Krishna, Yamuna, and other river valleys. Ways of life and main characteristics. The Middle Paleolithic people occupied open air, cave, and rock shelter sites. They were hunter gatherers. The main features of the Indian Middle Paleolithic period include the following. The tools became smaller. The decrease in the use of hand axes in relation to other tools. Use of co-preparation techniques in stone tool production. Use of chert, jasper, chalcedony, and quartz as raw materials. Upper Paleolithic culture. The cultural phase that followed the Middle Paleolithic is called Upper Paleolithic. This period is marked by innovation in tool technology and increased cognitive capability of humans. The modern humans who first evolved in sub-Saharan Africa, sometime before 3 lakh years ago, migrated to and occupied various parts of Asia around 60,000 years ago. They probably replaced the earlier populations. There is a possibility that these new groups were responsible for the Upper Paleolithic culture of India. Lithic tools and industries. The lithic industry of the Upper Paleolithic period is based on blade and bone tool technologies. Microliths that is, tiny stone tools, were introduced in the Upper Paleolithic period, and these tools were made using different varieties of silica rich raw materials. Bone tools and funnel remains have been found in Kurnul caves in Andhra Pradesh. Chronology: the Upper Paleolithic culture is represented in India at several sites. A time bracket of 40,000 years ago, 40,000 years to 10,000 years before present is suggested for this period. Distribution: the people of this period used caves as well as the open air space for living. Meralvavi in Karnataka, Kurnul caves in Andhra Pradesh, Godavari Khani in Telangana, Baghor first and Baghor third of Son Valley in Madhya Pradesh, and Patni in Maharashtra are some of the Upper Paleolithic sites of India. Sri Lanka has evidence of microliths and hominin fossils. Incised ostrich eggshell and shale and stone beads have been found at Jwalapuram in Andhra Pradesh, Patni in Maharashtra, and Bata Dumbalena and Fayan cave in Sri Lanka. An Upper Paleolithic shrine. An interesting find is of a possible shrine, indicated by a block of sandstone surrounded by a rubble circle, similar to the contemporary shrines. Found at Baghor in Uttar Pradesh, it is the earliest known evidence of a shrine in India. Ostrich eggshells. Evidence of ostrich has been found in some prehistoric sites of India. The eggshell of this bird had been used as beads, and those from Patni have been dated to 25,000 before present. They are found in Bhimbetka and Patni. Ways of life and main characteristics. Evidence of art in the Upper Paleolithic period appears in the form of paintings. Beads and ornaments of this period have also been found. The lithic blade industry advanced in this period. Some of the green color paintings of Bhimbetka are dated to Upper Paleolithic period based on style and archaeological evidence. Mesolithic culture. Mesolithic sites are found in most parts of India. They occur in all ecozones from the coast to the hills. Sand dunes, rock shelters, deltaic regions, lake areas, forested territories, hilly and mountainous areas, rocky terrains, and coastal environments. Mesolithic sites in India are found in Paisra in Bihar, Langnaj in Gujarat, Baghor II, Chopani Mando, Sarai Naharrai, Mahadaha, and Damdama, all in Uttar Pradesh, Sankankallu in Andhra, and Kibbanhale in Karnataka. Rock shelter sites are found in Adamgarh and Bhimbetka. Coastal sites are seen at Mumbai, Teri sites in Thoothukudi district in Tamil Nadu, and Visakhapatnam in Andhra Pradesh. These sites also have microlithic evidence. Teri, a coastal landscape caused by sand dunes. These soils may have originated in the Pleistocene epoch of the Quaternary period. Climate. After the Ice Age, with the advent of global warming, human groups became highly mobile and began to occupy various ecozones. The monsoon pattern had already emerged. Some regions witnessed higher rainfall. At Didwana in western Rajasthan, freshwater lakes were known to exist between 10,000 and 3500 BP. The animal bones from this period suggest a dry deciduous type of forest during the Mesolithic period. Chronology. The date of the Mesolithic culture varies in different parts of the world. This culture is assigned to pre-agricultural times in certain areas. In Levant, in Eastern Mediterranean, they are dated between 20,000 and 9500 BCE. In India, Mesolithic cultures appeared around 10,000 BCE. In certain parts of India, including Kerala and Tamil Nadu, it continued up to 1000 BCE till the beginning of the Iron Age. In Sri Lanka, the microliths appeared about 28,500 years before present. Economy. Hunting wild animals and gathering plant food and fishing were people's main occupation during this age. Agriculture was not practiced in the early stages. At the end of the Mesolithic period, humans domesticated animals and paved the way for the Neolithic way of life. The rock paintings of central India depict hunting, trapping, fishing, and plant food collection. The faunal evidence from this period shows that people belonging to this period hunted cattle, gaur, buffalo, barasingha, porcupines, sambar, chital, gazelle, hog deer, nilgai, jackal, turtle, fish, wild hare, lizard fox, and monitor lizard. Bones of rhinoceros and elephant have also been found. They used spears, bow and arrow, and traps. The paintings of Bhimbetka show that various animals were hunted, and for this men and women went together. The people used fire and perhaps roasted food. Domestic animal bones of cattle, sheep, goats, pig, and dog have been found at Kanewal, Loteshwar, and Ratanpur, and from Adamgarh and Bhimbetka in Madhya Pradesh sites. Camel bones have been found from Kanewal. Camps and houses. The Mesolithic people were highly mobile. They moved in they moved in search of animals and plant foods. They made temporary huts and also used caves and rock shelters. Circular huts with post holes and burnt clay lumps bearing reed impressions have been found. Many of caves and shelters feature paintings. Circular huts are seen in rock paintings. The temporary huts were built using perishable materials. Traces of oval and circular huts and possible wattle daub are found in Chopani Mando and Damdama in Uttar Pradesh and Bagor and Tilwara in Rajasthan. Burials. The Mesolithic people buried the dead, which suggests their beliefs and human relationships. Human skeletons have been found in Mahadaha, Damdama, and Sarai Nahar Rai in Uttar Pradesh. At Mahadaha, a man and a woman were buried together. One burial had an ivory pendant as the grave good. Art. Art is an integral part of human existence. While evidence of art is found in Europe in large volume, they are found only at a few sites in India. A chert stone used as a core had geometric engravings from Chandravati in Rajasthan, bone objects from Bhimbetka, and human tooths engraved with geometric design. Rock paintings are found in the rock shelters of Madhya Pradesh and central India. They show people hunting, trapping animals, and fishing and dancing. Bhimbetka near Bhopal, Raisen, and Panchamari in Madhya Pradesh and South Mirzapur in Uttar Pradesh are some of the sites. Hematite, an iron rich stone with traces of robbing, has been found. These people might have decorated themselves with flowers and leaves. Hunter and gatherers of the historical period. The hunter and gatherers using microlithic tools continued to live in the later period, even after the development of Neolithic, Iron Age, and historical periods. Perhaps they became part of the marginalized communities when the people who lived in the cities acquired more wealth. Some of the people who live in the forest, even today in some remote areas and also in the Andaman region, could be considered as those people who prefer to live by hunting and gathering. Many such groups lived in the 19th and 20th century as recorded in the Edgar Thurston's Castes and Tribes of Southern India. Describing them as primitive is incorrect. They should be considered as people who prefer to live by hunting and gathering. When the Indus civilization was in its peak, Tamil Nadu had microlithic hunter gatherers. The Andhra Karnataka region had the agro pastoralists of the Neolithic period. Characteristics of the Mesolithic cultures. The Mesolithic people lived in semi permanent and temporary settlements. They occupied caves and open grounds. They buried the dead. They had artistic skill. They were spread over wider geographical regions. Cultural continuity is noticed in many parts of India from this period. The microlithic tools enabled them to hunt smaller animals and birds. Early Neolithic cultures and the beginning of agriculture. The Neolithic period marked the beginning of agriculture and animal domestication. It is an important phase in Indian history. Early evidence of Neolithic culture is found in the Fertile Crescent region of Egypt and Mesopotamia, the Indus region, the Ganges Valley of India, and also in China. Between 10,000 BCE to 5000 BCE, agriculture emerged in these regions, which led to several cultural developments. The introduction of domestication of animals and plants resulted in the production and supply of a large quantity of grains and animal food. The fertile soil deposited by the rivers enhanced the growth of agriculture, generating a surplus of grain. Surplus food production played a major role in the rise of early civilizations. Large villages came to exist and pottery developed. Permanent residences were built. Hence, the cultural developments of this period are called Neolithic Revolution. The Neolithic cultures of India are divided into various regional cultures and they flourished in different time periods. In the northwestern part of India and Pakistan, it began at a very early date. In northeastern India, Neolithic cultures appeared at a very late date around the early historic time. The Neolithic culture of northwestern India. The Neolithic culture of northwestern India is the earliest to have evidence of plant and animal domestication in India. Mehergarh, Rana, Gundai, Saraikala, and Jalilpur are some of the Neolithic sites. These sites are now situated in Pakistan. The site of Mehergarh has produced evidence of early Neolithic times, dating to 7000 BCE. Wheat and barley were cultivated, and sheep, goat, and cattle were domesticated. This culture preceded the Indus civilization. The first of the Neolithic age at Mehergarh dates from 7000 to 5500 BC. The people belonging to this age didn't use pottery but cultivated 6 row barley, emmer and einkorn wheat, jujube and dates, and also domesticated sheep, goat and cattle. They were semi-nomadic pastoral groups. They built their houses. They built their houses with mud and buried the dead. They used ornaments of seashell, limestone, turquoise, lapis lazuli, and sandstone. Early dentistry in the Neolithic Mehergarh. The human ancestors had knowledge of medicinal herbs and were capable of taking care of health for survival from the prehistoric times. As their ways of life changed, new diseases appeared and they had to find remedies. From the Neolithic period, people began to eat ground grain and cooked food, which caused dental and other health problems. The earliest evidence for drilling human tooth of a living person has been found at Mehergarh. It is seen as a prelude to dentistry. The period second at Mehergarh dates from 5500 to 4800 BCE and the period third from 4800 to 3500 BCE. There is evidence for pottery during these periods. Terracotta figurines and glazed faience beads have been found. Evidence for ornaments on women has been uncovered. Long distance trade was practiced as revealed by lapis lazuli, which is available only in Badakhshan. The town was abandoned after the rise of mature phase of the Indus civilization. The Neolithic culture of Kashmir. Neolithic culture in Kashmir region was contemporary to the Harappan civilization. Burjahom, an important site of this culture, provides evidence for the megalithic and early historic periods. In this place, people lived in peat houses about 4 meters in depth in order to escape the cold weather. The houses were oval in shape, wide at the bottom and narrow on the top. Post holes used for constructing a thatched structure were found around the peat houses. The Neolithic period of Kashmir had domestic sheep, goat, and cultivated plants. The Neolithic people of Burjahom traded with the people of the Harappan civilization. They used handmade pottery. They used tools such as stone axes, chisels, edges, pounders, mace heads, points, and picks. All were used for stitching skins into cloths to beat the weather. Scrapers were used for working the skins. Two phases of Neolithic culture have been identified. They are termed aceramic and ceramic phases. Aceramic phase didn't have evidence of ceramics. Ceramic phase shows evidence for the existence of pottery. In the ceramic phase, people built mud houses. They used copper arrowheads. They also used blackware pottery, bits of agate and carnelian and painted pottery. A burial at the site produced wild dog bone and antler horn. An engraving of a hunting scene is depicted on a stone here with dog and son. Seeds of wheat, barley, common pea, and lentil have been recovered from the excavations. People domesticated animals include cattle, sheep, goat, pig, dog, and fowl. Bones of wild animals such as red deer, Kashmir stag, ibex, bear, and wolf suggest that they hunted animals. There is evidence of menhirs and the use of redware pottery and metal objects in the megalithic culture. The use of lentil suggests that contacts had been established with Central Asia. These people had interactions with Harappan civilization. The Neolithic culture of Ganges Valley and Central India. In the Ganges Valley and in Central India, Neolithic sites are found at Lehura Deva and Chopani Munda. The site of Lehura Deva has produced early evidence of rice cultivation dated to 6500 BCE. These sites are characterized by cord-marked pottery. Koldiwa, Chirand, Senuwar, and Mahagara are important Neolithic sites in this region. These sites also have evidence of pottery and plant and animal domestication. Evidence for the cultivation of hulled and six-roed barley, several types of wheat, rice, pea, green gram, and gram or chicken pea, mustard, flax or linseed, and jackfruit have been found at the sites of central India. Sheep, goat, and cattle bones have been found besides bones of wild animals. The Neolithic people used a type of pottery with cord impression on the surfaces. They used microliths, bone and antler tools, and terracotta objects. These sites perhaps flourished till about the middle of the second millennium BC. The Neolithic culture of Eastern India. The Neolithic sites are found at many sites in Bihar and West Bengal. Birbhanpur and Chiran are some of the prominent Neolithic sites in this region, along with Kuchai, Golbai Sasan, and Sankarjang. These cultures show similarities with the Neolithic complexes of East and Southeast Asia. Pointed bird cells, chisel, and shouldered axes have been found in the region from the Neolithic era. Neolithic culture of South India. The Neolithic cultures of South India have been found mainly in Andhra Pradesh and Karnataka and the northwestern part of the Tamil Nadu. These sites have ash mounds in the center with settlements around them. More than 200 Neolithic sites have been identified as part of the Neolithic complex. These sites are found near the granite hills with water sources. These sites have been spotted in the river valleys of Godavari, Krishna, Pennaru, Tungabhadra, and Kaveri. Sanganakallu, Tekkalakota, Brahmagiri, Maski, Piklihal, Vatkal, Hemmigi, and Hallur in Karnataka, Nagarjunkonda, Ramapuram, and Birapuram in Andhra Pradesh, and Payampally in Tamil Nadu are the major Neolithic sites in South India. Some early Neolithic sites have ash mounds. Utnur and Palvoy in Andhra Pradesh and Kodikal, Kupagal, and Budihal in Karnataka feature ash mound sites. Soft ash and decomposed cow dung layers are also found at this site. The evidence of habitation in the form of houses and burials are found around the ash mounds. Neolithic culture of northeastern India. In northeastern India, Neolithic culture appears at to a very late period. The Neolithic cultures of northeastern India generally date from 2500 to 1500 BC or even later. Shouldered axes and splayed sails have been found at the sites in Assam, Meghalaya, Nagaland, and Arunachal Pradesh. Daujali Heading and Sorutaru are the Neolithic sites in the Assam region. This region bears evidence for shifting cultivation. Cultivation of yams and taro, building stone and wooden memorials for the dead, and the presence of Austroasiatic languages are the marked features of this region, which shows cultural similarities with Southeast Asia. So, with this, we have come to an end of the session. I hope this audiobook will definitely help you. If you like the audiobook, don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the Ultimate Audiobook. And don't forget to hit the bell icon. I will meet you with a new chapter. Till then, take care and bye bye everyone.